going to the consent agenda, I do have a couple of public comment cards for the consent agenda items, and I will call those individuals at this time. I think I just have 2 cards for consent. And the first individual would be wishing to address item 9.18, and that would be Willie Mims.
Yes, to the board. I just want to make some general comments. I'm in total support of the agendized item. I just had one little concern and a question is that I was at the last disproportionality equity committee meeting, and when I walked in there, I saw the general counsel and his staff was there giving direction on the Brown Act and how the committee has now been turned into a board committee, and I would like to know, when did that happen? Was there a vote on it, or just some decision was made to turn that committee into a board committee? And it raised some concern to me because my understanding from what the state sent down to the school district, they sent the request and the corrective action plan. They told the school district to develop one, and they did not tell the school board to develop one, but they told the district. And so it's almost like, well, we had a committee. It's been in place for over almost 2 years. Now the board wants to supersede the committee and make it into a board committee. Now, some folks don't have problems with that, but there's other people who do have problems with it. One of my problems is, you may be moving into the micromanaging area in which you're taking over some of the responsibilities that you hired someone to do. And so that's one of my main concerns. The other one has to do with privacy. When you have these kinds of meetings, you have people who express personal things, and they may not want to share those or expose themselves to the public. And so when you now have your general staff coming in there telling us that we have to operate on the Brown Act, so everything's open. I'm not saying anything against the newspapers, but there's some level of privacy that people really don't want to say too much about anything if they think that what they say is going to be reported into the newspapers. And so that was my main concern. And I know that Board Member Miles sent me an email. I didn't get a chance to respond. I'm sorry, I've been so busy this past week. I know you. Don't worry, I forget. I wanted to apologize to you because I know you sent that email, but I didn't get a chance to respond. I really accept my apology. Okay. So anyway, I just had a concern about the process and why did it happen? Why did it take place? And is that committee, is that the only committee that is a board committee? So if that's the case, then I don't have if it's not, then I don't have a problem with it. But if it is, I do have a problem with it. Because why that committee? Why not the others? So if I can get any kind of answer on that, I appreciate it.
Well, I will give you an answer without getting into a debate. I will give you an answer, though.
Okay.
Because it's not agendized this way, but I'm happy to give you an answer, which is that no, that is not the only board standing committee. And the second thing is, please do not, the point of board members participating in these committees is as observers. They are not to micromanage or actually guide and lead the discussion. So board standing committees are simply board members being there to answer any questions if you had questions about board policy or other things. It's not the board's committee, it's the committee's committee. And the board members are simply observers attending those committees. And I saw the minutes with some discussion around those, some of the discussion around those standing committees ideas. And saw, an interesting discussion that went on there. So please be aware that it's not the board's committee. It's simply the board sending representatives to try to be liaisons and answer any questions.
Yeah, the reason why I said that is because, you know, if it's the board's committee, then you may move into the political arena, and all decisions are based on, when you in politics, you know that decisions are made based on your politics. And so.
Yes, thank you. It's an important clarification. That's why I'm offering it.
Ms. Hampton, Mr. Mims also asked when that was decided. Did you want to share that?
Yeah.
Yes, I think that was at I think it was at January 25th meeting. We voted to, and actually the Equity Advisory Committee had been on there since the inception. It had been on there as a committee for some time. And maybe, I don't know if we had regular board members, if we had regular attendance at those meetings, because I wasn't on that committee. But it's been on there as a committee for some time. But what we did on January 25th at our meeting is to clarify those as standing committees, not micromanagement committees, because if board members are going in and micromanaging, then we're unclear on the concept. We're really there to be liaisons. So that happened a month ago.
No, I didn't say the board was micromanagement. I'm gonna get that
I
straight.
heard the word micromanagement, so that just, you know, is not a good word to me. So thank you, Mr. Mims. Hey, wait a minute, you're back again. I have another card. It's from Willie Mims, 9.22.
That's which one is that? Yes. Wait a minute, I don't think I introduced myself. Willie Mims, East County Branch NAAC, also Pittsburgh Black Political Association. The item, the single plans for student achievement, I kind of browsed through them, not all of them, because those are some long plans. And you have a nice number of schools here. It's not like in Pittsburgh you got 13, 14 schools, but so I just kind of browsed through a few of them. My primary concern is, and not just with Mount Diablo School District, it's with the other ones too. And if you have like a problem with suspensions, referrals, and those are not written into your school site plan, then you are living in a fantasy world, because the issue and the problem will never be addressed. So some of those school site plans where you have some major issues, they're not even in there. It's like they don't even exist. It's like, what are you going to do to address the referrals out of the classroom? What are you going to do to address the suspensions? Some of them don't even have it in it. So that's my concern about those school site plans. You need folks who are not afraid to state what the truth is, and then so if you state it, then you can address it. But if you don't state, you're not going to address it. You have the same problem you've been having. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mims. I think that's it on public comment for consent, correct? Okay, so the other ones are on probably the action items or information items. So we will